The air in Istanbul hummed, a familiar tune. But today it played a different song for us. A song of departure. Egypt. The name itself felt like a sip of strong Turkish coffee. Dark, a little bitter, but with a sweet aftertaste of anticipation. We stood at the airport window, watched planes take off. Each one a silver bird, carrying stories. Soon we would be on one. Our own story waiting to be written. The gate announcement crackled. It was time. A last look at the Bosphorus in our minds, then forward. Our bags were packed light, or so we thought. You always pack too much, or too little, but the excitement, that was overflowing, spilling out. You could see it in our eyes. We probably looked like kids on the verge of a great discovery. The flight wasn't just a flight, it was a portal, from one ancient land to another, from minarets piercing the Istanbul sky to pyramids touching the Egyptian sun. We talked little, mostly smiles, and a shared understanding. This was going to be something special. The hum of the plane's engines was a lullaby, but sleep was far away. Too much caffeine, too much adrenaline. We flipped through the in-flight magazine. Pictures of pharaohs, deserts, coral reefs. It felt unreal, like a movie poster. But this was no movie, this was happening, to us. The flight attendant offered us drinks. We took water, needed to stay hydrated. For the adventure ahead, the land of Tutankhamun and Cleopatra, it beckoned. Leaving Istanbul always felt like saying goodbye to an old friend. A city of layers, a city of ghosts and good food. But the pull of Egypt was strong. A new mystery, a different kind of magic. We imagined the heat, the dust, the taste of koshery from a street vendor, the chaos of Cairo, the silence of the desert, the vibrant life beneath the Red Sea. Our hearts beat a little faster. Egypt. We were coming. Ready or not, here we come. Landing in Sharm el-Sheikh was like stepping into an oven. A warm, welcoming oven. The sun was already high, blazing. We felt it on our skin immediately. A dry heat, different from Istanbul's humid embrace. Palm trees swayed gently. A light breeze rustled their leaves. The airport was modern, clean, efficient. But outside, the desert air whispered ancient secrets. The Red Sea was close. We could almost smell the salt, the promise of turquoise waters. Our hotel was a splash of green against the sandy landscape. Bougainvillea flowers tumbled over white walls, bright pinks and purples. The staff greeted us with wide smiles. "Welcome to Egypt," they said. Their warmth was genuine, infectious. We dropped our bags in the room. Cool air from the AC felt good, but we didn't linger. The sea was calling. We changed quickly, swimsuits on, sunscreen applied, ready to explore this new world. The adventure had truly begun now. First stop, the beach. Soft, golden sand between our toes. The Red Sea stretched out before us, a dazzling expanse of blue, so many shades of blue. Crystal clear near the shore, darker, mysterious further out. Small boats bobbed on the gentle waves, snorkelers dotted the surface. We could see colorful fish darting, even from the water's edge. This was just a teaser. The real magic we knew was underwater. We couldn't wait for our dive. The vibe in Sharm was relaxed, unhurried. People strolled along the promenades, sipped mint tea in shaded cafes. The call to prayer echoed softly in the distance, a reminder of where we were, a land of deep history and vibrant present. We ate a simple lunch, fresh grilled fish, salads, warm pita bread. The flavors were clean, simple, delicious. This place was already working its charm on us. Sun, sea, and the feeling that something amazing was just around the corner. The next morning, the dive boat cut through the waves. The sun was already strong, painting the sky orange and gold. We were buzzing, a mix of nerves and pure excitement. Our dive instructor, a weathered Egyptian man named Ali, was calm, reassuring. He went over the plan, hand signals, safety checks. Then, the moment came. "Gear up," he said. Tanks on, masks fitted, regulators tested. One last deep breath of desert air, then backward roll into the blue. Splash. The world changed, instantly. Silence. Then the sound of our own breathing. Bubbles rising. The water was warm, like a bath. And the colors. Oh, the colors. It was like swimming into a kaleidoscope. Coral formations rose like underwater cities. Purples, pinks, yellows, greens. Fish of every shape and size darted around us. Nemo's cousins, a whole family. Angelfish with their elegant fins. Parrotfish munching on coral. A giant Napoleon wrasse with its big, goofy lips swam by. Curious, unafraid. We descended slowly, equalizing our ears. Ali led the way, pointing out hidden creatures. A moray eel peeking from its rocky den, a camouflaged stonefish, a delicate seahorse clinging to a fan coral. It was a treasure hunt. Every glance revealed something new. We moved with the gentle current, weightless, part of this silent, beautiful world. Time seemed to stop, or maybe it just flowed differently down there, measured in breaths and heartbeats. It wasn't just the sights, it was the feeling, the peace, the sheer wonder of it all. We were guests in an alien world, a fragile, precious ecosystem. We saw a majestic sea turtle, gliding effortlessly, old and wise. It looked at us with ancient eyes, then continued on its journey. We were small, humbled. The Red Sea had opened its heart to us, shared its secrets. When it was time to ascend, we did so reluctantly. Breaking the surface felt like waking from a dream we wanted to dive right back into. Back on land, the desert called, a different kind of adventure. We swapped fins for four wheels, ATVs, quad bikes, gritty, loud machines, perfect for kicking up some sand. Our guide, a young Bedouin with a bright smile, gave us quick instructions. Helmet on, goggles down, a thumbs up. Then we were off, a convoy of roaring engines, tearing across the flat expanse. The wind whipped past, carrying fine grains of sand. It was exhilarating. The Sinai Desert unfolded before us, vast, empty, but not lifeless. Rolling dunes, rocky outcrops, strange resilient plants. The colors were muted, browns, ochres, yellows, but the sky was a brilliant, endless blue. We rode through narrow canyons, up sandy slopes, down steep inclines, laughing, shouting over the engine noise, feeling like desert warriors, or maybe just big kids having a blast. The sun beat down, but we barely noticed, lost in the thrill of the ride. As dusk began to settle, we reached a Bedouin camp, tents made of woven goat hair, rugs laid out on the sand. A small fire crackled. The smell of wood smoke and roasting meat filled the air. Our ATV engines fell silent, replaced by a different kind of sound. The soft murmur of voices, the bleating of distant goats, the vast enveloping silence of the desert night. It was a sudden shift, from high-octane adrenaline to deep, peaceful calm. We sat with our Bedouin hosts, shared sweet, dark tea, brewed over the open fire. They told us stories about their life, their traditions. We ate a simple, delicious meal, grilled chicken, rice, flatbread baked in the sand, under a canopy of stars. So many stars, more than we'd ever seen. The Milky Way, a shimmering river across the black sky. It was pure magic. The desert wasn't empty at all. It was full of history, full of life, full of stars. Section 5, Cairo Calling, a city of ancient echoes. From the quiet desert, we flew to Cairo, a jolt to the senses. If Sharm was a gentle melody, Cairo was a full-blown orchestra. Horns blaring, people shouting, music spilling from shops. The energy was electric, almost overwhelming, but in a good way. A city that never seemed to sleep. 20 million people, all moving, all living, all at once. The air was thick with the smells of spices, exhaust fumes, roasting meat, life. Our hotel overlooked the Nile, the legendary river, wide, brown, majestic. Feluccas with their tall, white sails glided by, just as they had for thousands of years. We watched the city lights twinkle to life as night fell. Cairo, mother of the world, they called it. Al-Dunya. We could feel its ancient pulse beneath the modern chaos, the weight of history, everywhere, in the old buildings, in the faces of the people, in the very air we breathed. We were eager to explore, but also a little intimidated. This was a city on a grand scale. We decided to start with a walk, get our bearings. The streets were a river of humanity. Donkey carts jostled with Mercedes cars, veiled women haggled at market stalls, men sat in cafes, smoking shisha, playing backgammon. Children chased each other, laughing. It was a beautiful, chaotic dance. We felt like tiny particles, swept along by the current. The sounds of Cairo were a symphony. The call to prayer from a dozen minarets, the clatter of workshops, the chatter of 1,000 conversations. The aroma of street food was irresistible. We stopped for kashari, Egypt's national dish. Rice, lentils, pasta, chickpeas, topped with a spicy tomato sauce, and crispy fried onions, eaten on a plastic stool. By the side of a busy road, it was perfect. Simple, hearty, delicious. This city was already getting under our skin. Section 6. Giza's giants touching the face of eternity. The day we went to Giza, that was something else. We hired a driver, navigated the Cairo traffic, which is an adventure in itself. Then suddenly there they were, rising from the desert haze, The pyramids, Khufu, Khafra, Menkaure. Words failed us. Pictures don't do them justice, not even close. They were immense, ancient, silent witnesses to millennia of human history. We just stared, mouths open, trying to take it all in. We walked around the base of the Great Pyramid, Khufu's tomb. Each stone block was massive, taller than us. How did they do it? 4,500 years ago. The sheer scale, the precision, it boggled the mind. We touched the stones, cool under the morning sun, feeling the weight of ages, the whispers of forgotten pharaohs. Camels ambled by, their owners offering rides. Tourists from all over the world, all sharing this moment of awe. Then, the Sphinx, the enigmatic guardian, part lion, part man, smaller than we imagined, but no less impressive, staring out across the sands, towards the rising sun, its face weathered by time, by wind, by sandstorms. What secrets did it hold? What stories could it tell? We stood before it, feeling small, humbled by its ancient gaze. It felt like looking into the eyes of eternity itself, a profound, unforgettable moment. The Giza Plateau was a busy place, hawkers selling souvenirs, guides offering their services, but even amidst the hustle, there was a sense of reverence, a shared understanding that we were standing on sacred ground, in the presence of something truly monumental. We took a camel ride, a bit touristy, yes, but worth it, for the classic views. The pyramids silhouetted against the blue sky. It was a dream realized, a bucket list item ticked, but more than that, it was a connection to a past that still felt alive. Section 7, Spiritual Sojourn, the Majesty of Alabaster and Old Cairo. Cairo wasn't just about pyramids, it was a city of 1,000 minarets. We explored its spiritual heart, starting with the Muhammad Ali Mosque, the Alabaster Mosque, perched high on the citadel. Its domes and minarets dominated the skyline. Inside, it was breathtaking. Vast open spaces, intricate decorations, huge chandeliers hung low, casting a soft, warm light. The air was cool, peaceful, a welcome escape from the city's heat and noise. We wandered through the courtyard, admiring the Ottoman-style architecture, the smooth, cool alabaster walls. The views over Cairo were incredible. A sprawling panorama of rooftops, minarets, hazy streets stretching to the horizon. We learned about its history, built in the 19th century, a symbol of modern Egypt, but with an ancient soul. We sat for a while, just soaking in the atmosphere, the sense of peace, the quiet devotion of those who came to pray. Next, we ventured into Old Cairo, Coptic Cairo, a labyrinth of narrow alleyways, ancient churches, hidden courtyards. It felt like stepping back in time. We visited the Hanging Church, built on top of a Roman fortress gatehouse, its wooden roof shaped like Noah's Ark. Inside, beautiful icons, dark wood, the scent of incense. We saw the St. Sergius and Bacchus Church, where the Holy Family is said to have sheltered, a place of deep significance for Christians around the world. The atmosphere in Coptic Cairo was unique, a sense of resilience, of faith enduring through centuries. We walked past small shops, selling religious artifacts, spices, perfumes. The sounds were softer here, less frantic than the rest of the city. We felt a profound respect for the history, for the devotion, for the people who kept these traditions alive. Cairo was revealing its many layers to us, each one more fascinating than the last, a city of contrasts and deep spiritual beauty. Section 8, Sharm's Soul Farsha Cafe and Mountain Vistas. Back in Sharm el-Sheikh, we sought out a different kind of magic. Farsha Cafe, more than a cafe. It was an experience, tucked into a cliffside, overlooking the Red Sea. We arrived as the sun began to set. The place was a wonderland. A Bedouin fantasy, low tables, cushions scattered on carpets, hundreds of lanterns, carved wooden screens, antiques. Every nook and cranny filled with quirky, beautiful things. It was a feast for the eyes. We found a spot near the cliff edge, ordered mint tea, and shisha. The view was spectacular. The sea turned from blue to gold, then to deep purple, as the sky exploded with color. The lanterns around us glowed, creating a warm, intimate atmosphere. Soft Arabic music played, blending with the sound of the waves below. It felt like we had stumbled into a secret, a hidden gem, a place to unwind, to dream, to just be. The crowd at Farsha was eclectic. Locals, tourists, divers still salty from the sea. Everyone relaxed, chilled, enjoying the vibe. We talked for hours, watched the stars come out, bright and clear in the desert sky. The shisha smoke curled upwards, carrying our thoughts and conversations. The staff were friendly, unobtrusive, letting everyone soak in the unique ambiance. It was the perfect antidote to the dust and grandeur of Cairo, a different facet of Egypt's charm. Later in our Sharm stay, we also explored the nearby mountains. Not on ATVs this time, but on foot, a gentle hike, to watch the sunrise over the Sinai peaks. The silence was profound, broken only by the wind, and our own footsteps. The landscape was stark, rugged, beautiful in its desolation. As the sun climbed, it painted the mountains in shades of orange, pink, and gold. Another unforgettable vista. Sharm wasn't just about the sea. It had a soul, a quiet, powerful spirit, found in places like Farsha, and in the silent majesty of its mountains. Section 9. Reflections in the Sky Carrying Egypt Home, the flight back to Istanbul. Always a strange feeling, leaving a place that has touched you, changed you, even just a little. We looked out the window, at the clouds below, a soft white blanket, hiding the world. But Egypt was no longer hidden from us. We carried it inside, in our memories, in our hearts. The taste of kashari, the silence of the desert night, the vibrant chaos of Cairo's streets, the cool embrace of the Red Sea. We talked about our favorite moments, so many to choose from. The awe of standing before the pyramids, indescribable. The sheer joy of diving among the corals, like discovering a new planet. The warmth of the Egyptian people, their smiles, their hospitality, even the small things. The call to prayer echoing through the city. The taste of sweet Bedouin tea. The way the light fell on an ancient temple wall. These were the souvenirs we were taking home, more precious than any trinket. This trip was more than just sightseeing. It was an immersion, a journey through time, and through a culture so rich, so deep, so complex. We felt like we had only scratched the surface. Egypt had so much more to offer, so many more stories to tell. But what we had seen, what we had experienced, it had left a mark, a good mark, the kind that makes you want to explore more, to learn more, to understand more. As the plane began its descent towards Istanbul, we felt a sense of gratitude for the experiences, for the connections, for the beauty. Egypt had been a whirlwind, a sensory overload, a history lesson come to life, and an adventure through and through. We knew we'd be back, someday, but for now, we carried its magic with us, ready to share its stories, and to let its echoes resonate, long after our footprints in the sand had faded. Egypt, what a ride!